Here's our Buoy 10 update for Saturday, August 22nd. So first let's start with the reg change. It is official. We can only keep fin-clipped, adipose fin-clipped hatchery, Chinook, and coho starting Monday. So if you guys plan on coming out here next week, only adipose fin-clipped hatchery, Chinook, and coho going forward. We're not allowed to keep the SABs, the rogue stock that have the left vent clip. We got to let those ones go too. So again, only adipose fin-clipped fish. I know that that's disappointing for a lot of us out here, myself included. Last year I had to tell an 8-year-old kid that caught his very first salmon ever that we had to let his 34-pound hatchery Chinook go. That was very disappointing, of course, for him, but for me too, to see a kid with that big of a smile on his face have to put it back. But the reality is that this happens every year to protect our wild tule stocks. And the fact that the Departments of Fish and Wildlife worked together to agree to allow us to keep hatchery Chinook all the way until September 7th is later than we have in years past. So this happens every year. It should be expected, but the fact we keep Chinook that late into September, even though it's clipped, is great. And if we didn't go to Mark Select starting Monday, then we'd probably be shut down for Chinook completely within the next 4 or 5 days. So that's the reg side. Let's move on to the report. Today I expected there to be a lot of boats out there, and with it being a Saturday and right here in the middle of the season with a lot of tournaments taking place, and there were definitely a lot of anglers out there, but it was a little bit slower than one would anticipate for a world-class fishery like this. You know, we got well over 1 million fish coming in. There's plenty of fish for everybody, so if you have the chance, make sure to come down here, give it a shot. This is a great place to get new anglers involved. There's a lot of fish around. As far as what areas worked, it sounded like there was a snap at the Oregon side at the bridge, at the shipwreck on the Washington side, and also up near Rice and Sand Island from about 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock this morning. And one thing I did notice is that I personally started out on the Oregon side up there by the freighters around Tongue Point and worked my way down in that 30 to 40 foot range. And by the time I made my first pass all the way down, just about everybody had left. And it was right about then when the ships were coming tight and the fish started biting that everyone had gone. So I think people just expected the bite to happen a little bit quicker than it did. If you're marking a lot of fish, don't leave that area until the tide is completely shifted, because it could just be a matter of minutes before they turn on. Now, we had an east wind today, and that seemed to potentially slow the bite. I know we talked about it in earlier posts, that sometimes the east wind can slow the bite. As soon as the wind switched, was also right at low slack. Well, it sounded like everybody right at low slack, whether they were down in Ilwaco or all the way up to Rice and Sand Island, everywhere they started catching fish. So there's plenty of fish around. Graph is loaded. We just needed the right tide set, the right tide change, the wind to switch, something clicked on, because everyone was struggling, had 1 or 2 fish in the box, and then when low slack hit, first part of the incoming, everyone started catching fish, us included. We ended up getting all of our Chinook, and in fact they were all hatchery. We released 2, they were both hatchery, and we let 1 wild coho go and also kept a hatchery coho. So all in all, it was a great day. We found most of our fish down near Chinook and Ilwaco, and then again that was right at the low slack, and they were suspended up for the most part. Whether I was fishing bait on my starboard, or excuse me, blades on my starboard side or bait on the port side, it really didn't seem to matter. I'd say it's about a 60-40 split, a little bit more towards bait than it was blades. But again, a lot of fish around, saw a lot of fish caught. Great day, especially for a weekend down here, and it sounded like right there at the low slack, just about everybody and their cousin was catching fish. So it took a while for the bite to materialize, but it finally did, and we're all very grateful because it ended up being a fantastic day down here. Really warm. In fact, I'm cooking. I got to get this boat clean. So I'm going to get on that, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another update. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys later. Out.